Hey guys, it's Pill Eater here. Last night I saw a Beach House at the Tower Theater, July 26, 2018, and I was quite surprised by the outcome. I mean, I just went by myself. Got the my first. It was a seated arena. Sat there. Sat through the long drone of the Talk intro song, saw the opening band, and then Beach House itself. I filmed two videos and I put it up on my YouTube and about 16 pictures on my Instagram, instagram.com/realpilleater. Oh, fuck. Okay, that was just a daily Facebook message from my girlfriend. Ever since Valentine's Day, this girl I met on Tinder has been texting me every day. And she's also been saying 5 month anniversary. She's the kind of clingy type. And she just turned 22 back in April, or 21. So technically I met her when she was 20, and she's still pretty young, but she likes me. It's whatever. But, as I was saying, Beach House. I just went, I saw the show, took some films, went out. But again, I think I really want to get to where I am right now in my life. Like it's a big statement in my life. Well, I mean to say that right at the current moment, I recently applied to grad school, and I'm anxiously waiting on a letter to be accepted or rejected into graduate school. I've already have the three letters, my GREs, and everything like that, which is good. Um, here's the thing. I mean, my backup plan would be to apply to other, art schools around the area because I applied for education for grad school. There's absolutely nothing rewarding with going to a private women's school with a degree in English, anything in the market. I don't think Toys R Us night shift, a UPS driver assistant, or a Home Depot sales associate in Gardner is going to live up to the value of an English degree. Nor are those jobs safe. My girlfriend forced me to apply to try Wawa, as a cashier. But, this is what happens when you get out of college. You just go through this limbo of just these part-time jobs meant for the lower bell curve. And to be honest, I feel like the character in Confederacy of Dunces that none of these jobs are worthy of me. To sound like Elliot Rogers with a cisgendered white male with a bachelor's from a private girls' school and not in debt and with a trust fund shouldn't be attending any of these jobs. These jobs are just merely pin money to buy more decadent shit like more records, more board games, more musical instruments, art pieces, what have you, comic books, actual books. I can't believe I spent $80 recently. I spent $30 on Jonathan Bowden's Deathlock book, which was published by Alex Kurtagic. I pre-ordered Peter Sosa's new book, In Gratitude, and I bought a $20 book by Louis Pulsifer called Game Design, and I absolutely love it. But everything is so limited. I just can't buy all the books. I mean, I've talked about this before in a previous recorded voice YouTube thing last year about the book industry. That the possession of a book doesn't make you knowledgeable. Doesn't make you it. You have to read these books and put in the work into it. And I can only buy so many things, and the rational thing to do is actually go to the library, read things digitally through the iPad, which I've already been doing, and you get the same amount, because if I get a physical book, I'm just going to end up writing it, unless it has a resale value. If Peter Sosa's new book is some worth money for some guy, then okay. Alright, so, I mean, I've been making some money just through eBay sales. I'm kind of my own entrepreneur. I'll go to yard sales and flea markets and find these tinkerdink things for $5, $10. I have a budget of 100, and then I'll be flipping it and make it 280. Take that 100 again. I have $100 pin money. Do the same thing every week at the flea market, and it's amazing. It's not enough, but it certainly beats fucking gardening at Home Depot or fucking night shift at Toys R Us with a management younger than me. You know. And so maybe it's just me being privileged and having access to these things. Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, it makes me want to protest, and not like all my young peers are doing and fighting for Democrat socialism and voting for Bernie Sanders. And that's just the easy way out. I understand the market is fucking corrupt and all the jobs are taken by Gen X and given to their kids. I feel that as a young millennial in the middle class, either I have to play by this American dream standard and pretend I'm upper, which is really crass, or again, I don't want to fucking work in some fucking coal mine, some fucking Mike Rowe job. Fuck that shit. But maybe this is the point. You see, beach house tickets are like $60, and I got them back in March. When I went to Beach House, it was a really mixed audience. Again, NPR and other associate institutions like Pitchfork claim Beach House is the band of the teens, is the defining band of the teens, the greatest album of the decade. It's interesting. It's Beach House is post shoegaze and post this stuff, and they certainly have an involvement with the Dead Oceans, like I call it death indie sound of the sparse voice and the broken guitars, and now you see it all over pop and youth music, from Mitski to Japanese Breakfast. But now there are normies that like Beach House, and you can see anything from kids wearing Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd t-shirts attending a Beach House, seated arena. Yeah. I noticed the biggest part was the high ratio of white male, Asian female, and as well Asian male, white female. They were everywhere. The guys looked probably more handsome than me. I saw a guy that had a beard and had a really nice thin woman, more thin than my fat SJW girlfriend right now. I was just amazed by the number of people. I even saw a few Japanese who were dressing up like hippies for Beach House. And that made me think about these people attending Beach House and the concern about the millennial generation. Everyone has a phone. Everyone now has a private computer. I mean, I'm recording this from my MacBook Air, but I could have recorded this on my Cricket phone. My other phone got busted, but I brought that anyway and uploaded because it has a better camera. But it's getting to a creepy point where I think when I was 20 or 21, this cell phone invasion began, the smartphone invasion began. And prior then, you just had Facebook or AIM. And if you didn't have friends, you were a fucking loser. You were a nerd that stayed home with your parents. And you have no connection and yet now everyone has a phone and everyone's connected to the Skynet, and it's creepy. So now girls are acting like actresses with Instagram where their boyfriends have to take pretty pictures of them because girls get high off the fact that there's some kind of porn actress or this type of model, and they want to show other girls that they are it and better. But in actuality, with all that makeup and all that hippie bullshit they put on themselves, they're just normal people dressing up like pigs. They're painting a pig. And the same with men. The men, we don't do this. We instead we have to create arts, or we have to drudgingly work at the coal mine and then do arts on the side. What our real freedom is, and eventually we can be like Donald Trump and have a free entrepreneur, godlike state where we live on again, our own trust fund, our own, and have freedom. But again, how can you have this extreme individualism without the concern of family? There's so many boomers right now that are just that don't want to do anything with their kids because they've been teaching their kids to be individuals. There's something natural in nature. There's something natural about being a dad and having the role of a father, and that you have sons, and same with a mother. The mother has a certain role, a capital T traditional role, and you can't simply just turn to the age of 30 and become this. You have to learn these things. You have to learn to be a man. You have to learn to be a woman. And yet now we have transgender people men that want to learn to be a woman, and women want to be men. I think there's something really depraved and decadent with our society, but and so it had me thinking. I had a dream last night. Um, I went to sleep last night at like 4 in the morning. I got back and I shipped James Nolek a signed autograph of my Stalking Manifesto of Patrick Hyland book, and other sales through eBay. My dog got skunked last night. My mom told me the little dog got skunked and it smelled. I thought I was going to die because I don't know. I've been having suicidal thoughts recently, and I think I was going to have skunk in my die in my sleep or something weird. But I didn't, and so and I woke up an hour ago at 12 o'clock noon, and my mom was again saying, "Get a job here, do online tutoring." I was like, "Mom, I already did online tutoring. It was like a year ago. I did for the Chinese, and I only got paid like 250." And this again, it makes me think of this state where even if you go on like Indeed.com or like Monster or like fucking basic bitch Craigslist, like don't even do Craigslist. That's like fucking Backpages or some like disgusting people who use Craigslist. But anyway, it seems like the public, like the middle class or lower class, especially all the lower class made up of like non-whites and like unfortunate stupid blacks, they're going to look at the, Monster or Indeed job listing, and these quote unquote jobs are not dirty at all, as Micro tends to say, or they're not promising. They're basically just dredge work, that stupid people can do, and then they throw you away because you treat yourself as social capital. And to be really good at this dependent market, you have to be a bitch dependent cuckold, keeping cuck wage, so wage cuck, over and over to these private interest groups that have nothing to do with the benefit of society. And it's like, fuck that, dude. I have a trust fund and I have money to sell. If I can make 1,600 in my like 3 months at Home Depot, I can make the same thing in a week by selling 2 of my synthesizers and my Neo Geo X system. Who the fuck cares? I could do it right now and get that money. One time I got money 2 years ago. I found Magic the Gathering Arabian Nights, and I found 3 packs of it. I made 1,200 selling it on eBay. It only took $16. That's how crazy the market is. And that beats any time with hanging out with miserable pricks at Home Depot. But, okay, so my real concern, I guess, is the people who go see Beach House. I mean, somebody was asking on my other Beach House YouTube, what happened, Pilly? This channel went to crap. Where's your Asian Aryan videos? I'm like, this is Asian Aryan, dude. Like, shut the fuck up. like, dude, it's more, there's a lot to this than just, okay, I'll get to the consumer and merchant, but let me talk about people who go see Beach House. Young, happy, optimistic people, consumers, whether you want to call that the soy boy or the cuckold. I think those terms by the far right are stupid because they don't really, as I wrote an article before on my website, pilleater.com, I wrote the proud beta male. The beta male thing simply became a word of good and evil, that alpha's good and beta's bad. And that's not true at all. It's just being a good Christian man. Julian Langes, or I forget his name, spoke at American Renaissance. I saw him speak there, MRN last year, and Countercurrents writer. He had a recent video titled, why guys always finish last. And I'm like, what the fuck are you supposed to be? Are you supposed to be some kind of rapist? Are you supposed to like punch women across the head and rape them? Because according to Roosh, according to other MGTOW theories, that's the way you go. Because okay, I get it. Women are not as good as men, but again, there are stupid boomers and some Gen X who treat women like equals, and I think that's really disgusting. You might as well be gay. I was gay 4 or 5 years ago, and I joined the gay club, and I fell for the gay propaganda. But it's like whatever. Never sucked dick though. It's like whatever. Um, that's the difference. If you did suck dick, you're molested, and and your life is way worse now. Um, but okay, so people who attend beach house are like, again, I see a lot of interracial people, especially white and Asian, and I just have hope. I hope they do something in the future. I hope they have kids. I hope they start a Eurasian family, because if they don't, then this is just a fad. This is just the fad of 2011 to 2019, or some recent, or 2015 to 2022, and that's what I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to stop this Andrea Dorkin style date rape that's happening with Asians, because if they're raped and they're thrown across the side, well, nobody wants them, and then they become not even shrewd feminists. They become self-hating nihilists, just like the men who use them. And if you really believed in integrity and the Christian ideal of a good man, you would stay, okay? Now, of course, I got complaints about my current girlfriend, but I don't want to leave her anytime soon, is because she's nice. I mean, she's young. I mean, she did get in a fight with her dad about pronouns. You know, what the fuck? But uh, her dad's fucking stupid. Her mom's timid like a mouse, and she lives by herself, and I feel bad, and I like her. And I really believe she can lose some weight and, be a thin-looking, really bad Asian baby girl, and then get, red-pilled. I hate that term so much. Maybe just get, just try to understand the world, and maybe be a devoted tiger mom. That's basically how I would like to see my end goal with my current girlfriend. But if that doesn't happen, and if I had this dream last night where I was like outside a supermarket and there was high school playing, and I was asking people questions, and this Japanese girl came across to me who looked like a white girl with like pink and green hair, and she started fluently speaking Japanese to me. I was like, "Boku wa Josan desu," and she was like, "Ah, hantai goto," and I was like, "Wait, hantai? Are you a pervert?" And she says, "Hi," and she said in English, like poor English, she's looking for a sex partner. And I think, as Freudian as my dream was, I said, "Okay, let's do some sex stuff." Yeah, that's what most millennials do now. They just go on Tinder like a Craigslist, and they find their meat, as Bernard Marx wrote in um, Brave New World, and they just treat women as meat, as pizza delivery, and they use these men, and then they use them, and they don't talk to many men. But to me, I think that's just like a sexual invitation. And from every girl that I was in the past, I've always wanted to take it further and further, but it's just recently this recent girlfriend wants to take it further. But again, I think this stupid feminist women consumer bullshit is like why fucking women are self-destructive. And again, this is something I learned. Men should not listen to what women have to say, because they don't know what they want. They want a patriarch. They want a leader. And I think that if you really like a woman, you should pursue it and pursue the goal. And so I also notice with the incel phenomenon that incels, well, do again. I said this to a good countercurrents friend of mine. If is there a person self-identified as an incel? And the answer is no. It's rather an attack, just like cuckold, and I think that's really stupid. Oh, he's an incel. I mean, he's an involuntary celibate. Like, I consider myself almost like a voluntary celibate. I'm fine with that. I think sex is like weird. I could go on a whole digression about how weird sex is. I just there's so many people who think sex is like some Brandy Taylor porn star like move, or something like Peter North or Brad Knight stuff. It's completely not. It's just like really normal, and just like, and if you're so desensitized by like masturbating to porn all the time, you like when you do sex, you're like, this just seems like assisted masturbation. Why don't you just go there and let me masturbate by myself? And then things become so planned. But people judge that as good and bad sex, and see, sex is neither good or bad. Sex is sex. It's just wherever you want to put your penis in a vagina. Just don't make sure to get her pregnant. And now I'm actually paranoid and anxious all the time, getting my girlfriend pregnant. She says she's got the pad, and she says she got the pill. I think that's just a lie. So I never go like, I always have to wear a condom. No doubt about it. And if I jerk off in the condom in her, I gotta make sure I take out and look at my penis ejaculates in the condom before anything else. That's how paranoid I am because I think she's gonna poke holes in the condom. Yeah, don't let a girl bring the condom. You always bring the condom. But I understand that the incel wants an ideal woman that he watches on the TV, that he sees on the internet, he sees on 4chan or some anime website, that he wants a typical girl, and he can't get this girl because he'll go to shows like he'll go to the Beach House concert and see other white male Asian females as their white males are taking Instagram pictures of their Asian females wearing beach house shirts, and those Asian females are telling their other Asian girlfriends on Instagram, "Look at me, I got a white boyfriend. I'm better than all of you." And it's this weird Roger F. Devlin like hierarchy theory. And so the incel is probably going to shoot up the school or do something crazy, that but at the same time, if we call these people incels, no, that's just like the natural how dysfunctional our society is. It's people desire sex is because the market is telling most normies they deserve egalitarian sex. Everything is egalitarian. It's so bullshit, and that's why I think like you just have to chastise yourself from that. You don't need that. You don't. That's not what the good person is. You really think you're gonna have some romantic, adventurous, euthanized like Brad Knight, Peter North porn star where you fuck two girls and whatever that, and that's what everybody wants to do, and yet they forget about Dworkin's theory about date rape. You're just using people as capital, and you're making their lives psychologically worse. And who's the winner? The man's the winner. And that's why there's feminists. Feminists are mad at men because those women were raped by stupid fucking chads and stupid fucking nerds who were playing this passive weirdo creep game of, oh, it's all consensual. No, you just wanted sex. I mean, you didn't want a family. You didn't want to be a dad. You want to be a mother. And, there's this manly MGTOW theory that supposedly at the ages of 17 to 26 for all men, or even 30 for that matter, men should just fuck any women they like randomly and then just go to the next. And it's like, well, okay, that might be a primal instinct, but it was also a primal instinct to get them pregnant and have kids and not take responsibility for those kids and spread your seed, right? And it all boils down to consumerism. And if you were a really good Christian or a really good religious person, you would chastise yourself from these things. And that's why you have stupid people who go to Pentecostal churches and say, I'm the Lord now, because what, you were a porn actress or porn actor when you were in your 20s? You were a murderer? You were a fucking stupid thug? And so, never trust those people who do that because they are ultimately guilty forever and ever, orthodox thinking, the Dworkin Judeo-Christian word. So, okay, so what I'm really saying is, if I get in, if I get in Japan, if I just feel like eventually I'm gonna meet like a thin Asian girl who's like hip and into beach house and who gets all this weird alt-right shit. I don't have to compromise with my SJWism and I don't have to compromise with this and that and normie intellectual good guy, and maybe I could just meet her and she can understand me as an artist. But I don't know if that's really possible with most Asian American girls. Oh, I think Asian American is possible. It just seems to me that the Chinese or that the raw Japanese, they are saying job or not, and I'm not going to be with you, have a job. But no, but maybe I'm not going anywhere with this. All I'm trying to say is, some MGTOW guys are going to be like, well, Peter, you just want to get laid by a pretty woman. Well, no, that's just the incel argument again. And that's just the ideal of, why don't I deserve something you don't deserve, right? That's an egalitarian mode of thinking. You have to question yourself, and this is what stupid men do. So if stupid men are with a fat Asian girl who already gives daily sex, who already, that's my current girlfriend right now, and some MGTOW guy says, you deserve better. You deserve a guy with big tits and a big ass. Dump her. Leave the bus and hop on the next bus. Well, okay, when is that next bus going to happen? That's up to you. So you're telling me to two-time? It's like if you have this wife that's already good and this girl who's everything and good, there's no reason to break up with her, right? And I think this is what the most common man goes through. There's absolutely no reason. And if she can change values, now there is a checklist, right, that I have, and my checklist is, okay, I would like to have 2 to 3 kids with this woman. And my girlfriend, she's only 21. She's like, I don't want kids. Well, of course you don't want kids because you're too young. But you certainly want me. Definitely, if I'm with her in the next 5 years and she loses some weight and she's like, she start wearing makeup, she's going to want kids, and I'll definitely put it in her mind to have kids. Girls are like that, and so you know again, it's like the market, as Aaron Clary says. If some pretty Japanese girl comes walking by me, I will definitely two-time her for a bit, to, and that's people say that's sinful. No, it's just she might be offering me something better than the oppression I might be going through right now, like a future job, a career, a meaning towards a culture, right? So many people use the word society and don't even know what it means, right? Society is a figment of our imagination. And the reason why, and boomers tend to believe there's such thing as society because the country was 95% white at the time. Well, there is no society now because the country's 60% white. There's more non-whites than ever. Everybody has a free entrepreneur private interest, and all private interests are not working for the good of society. They're working for the good of making profit and for their own private interests. And if you try to get a job at these places, they're going to say, well, what nepotistic position can you do to get into here, right? And so nothing is benefiting society. The only thing that's benefiting society is like government work, I believe, education, and I believe, yeah, government work, education, and security, right? Everything else from the bullshit STEM degree and the arts, that's just us being artists or building technology. And I say shit about STEM because STEM are creating the transhumanist revolution, being fucking Chad, Stacy, and normies. They're not using math as a tool for artistic purposes. They're not there to make board games or video games or some application that is really artsy. No, they're fucking making us oppressed tools in 1984. So fuck everyone that has a STEM degree. So it's weird because what I'm saying is like, look, a fat guy goes with, any guy can get a girl, but if you're a fat guy, chances are you're going to end up with a fat girl or a girl that doesn't follow the standards of what is considered heterosexually white, I never really had good chances with white girls because most white girls to me treated me like a fucking stupid Chad, and I wasn't like that. Oh, they found out my favorite bands were Cam FDM and Atari Teenage Riot. Uh-oh, this kid wants to shoot up a school. And that's why all the and white girls, they fucking bitch and complain all the time. They fucking treat everything like some kind of like soap opera, and they're like, ew, this guy, he tried to tell me to get out of the car and hug and kiss me. I'm like, yeah, because if an 18-year-old guy is taking you out on a date, he's fucking nervous. This is his first time, you stupid bitch. Yeah, and Devlin theory is right. It's the ugly duckling theory that white women between the ages of like white girls, I shouldn't say women, from the ages of 17 to 25, they're having the time of their lives. They can get literally Donald Trump. That's what they want. So some girls are arrogant. And men, the ugly duckling theory for us, and when we're 18 to 26 or 30, we're having the worst time of our lives. And when we're 30, we have this, then we start fucking raping little 18-year-olds. I'm like, that's kind of fucking creepy as hell, dude. Shouldn't you be with someone who's also 30 or 20 or 2 years apart? That's how depraved their society is, Just throwing out some attacks against MGTOW, but we're reaching the end of the 30-minute mark here for the Pill Eater recording program. But if you've been listening to this long and staring at the Adam Parfrey, the young, full Adam Parfrey pretending he's a vampire, who I've had on the podcast, and he was really weird and eccentric, R.I.P. Well, maybe it's true that there are psychologically better women than other women. It might be true that Japanese women are just better than white women generally for the white, liberal, standard cosmopolitan man, but all the Japanese women have been taken by successful business owners who have the monies and means. Everything is boiled down by an economy. The merchant versus consumer. It sounds Marxian enough, but Marxists are like bourgeois values and bourgeois class, culturally speaking, against the working people who deserve it. No, it's more than just the Marxist thing. No, we could take the Jean Billiards ideal, system of objects where he's talking about that the capitalist system has been set up for consumption. And it's true, it's the consumption of private interest. There is no benefit to society. And so that's, I got money, my family has money. My grandpa was like the vice president of Principal Life Insurance. So why not? I got money. I have it to spend. I have it to blow. you know? And I'm not going to do decadent, depraved acts. I'm gonna invest in myself and make my better, more social capital by, as Clary saying, quote unquote, doubling down on a master's because that's what you have to do to survive this economy. That's what white people are doing to white flight, so they won't have bachelor degrees at some random Uberlin college or something like that, and they can be join in actually an entry level with a master's. You just have to do that. Borrow some money, do it. I'm just gonna borrow a loan and go to grad school, and still do my arts of music and books and board games and whatever. Expect more art from me. Let more art from me, and expect the Pill Eater radio show to come back in August the 8th. My Jim Goad strike is almost up, and there's a lot to say. Whether I'll start the new series, the book of the new kid with Adventure Kid as my co-host. A lot to expect, but yeah, all I'm saying is don't be confident in yourself. If you're good looking, get a good looking girl, because I really have low confidence. My girls are, my previous girlfriend last year, I had a Mexican Antifa girlfriend into punk hardcore, I kid you not. And I really absolutely loved her. And I was going to almost had visions of proposing to her. I loved her. And then she cheated on me. And I just got really mad and stingy and I threw her away. And then I dated this hit black girl from Penn, and I really liked her too, but she got mad at me because she got mad because I was talking about rape and Peter Sotos and stuff like that, and I just feel bad. Yeah, I could go on that. I could go on this rant, but I'm saying is the girls I choose are really weird, but I do like Asian, and it's just something you have to find yourself, and I think most white men like Asian. Same with Asian men going with white women. It's a natural thing with our liberal Asian American idealism, and it's something that's being birthed, and there needs to be more words and meetings to describe this. So yeah, all of this Asian Arianism, future Asianism has to do with people who attend Beach House.